So how'd you know Jack Herer?
Herer. It's
Herer.
pronounced Herer. Rhymes with error and terror.
Yeah.
I met him in 1984. He came up to help us petition with the Oregon Marijuana Initiative, and I met him at the headquarters where April Ladd and who did I meet there? I met Eric Lemelson there from the Lemelson Foundation. Now he's a little rich kid.
And how about Floyd?
Floyd Landreth?
Yeah.
Here's my story about Floyd. I said, Floyd, people don't know enough about hemp. We can't approach these things on a regional and neighborhood level. We really do have to do it on a national level. So I went to the Library of Congress and I turned down a cover story on High Times Magazine when I went with my friends Aaron Camphor, Doug McBay, who orchestrated it. He's on the radio nowadays. He does Free Culture Radio on KBOO 90.7, personal friend of mine. He and Aaron and a bunch of people from the Cannabis Action Network went with me to the Library of Congress on what would have been my third visit. I went several times. Each time I visited Washington, D.C. For several days in a row. Anyhow, the point of it is, we went to a High Times magazine with my footlocker, with my archives, and they wanted to do a cover story on me. But a month earlier, my attorney told me not to get famous because I had gotten busted for growing marijuana in July of 1989. And so in September 1990, they had effected an arrest on the warrant that was active. And then I came home, I didn't get famous, and I got famous anyhow.
Well, you're going to be famous now.
I got famous anyhow. Here's what I did.
Here's what you did.
I got busted growing weed at 756 Northeast Church Street and 4524 Northeast Commercial Avenue. Both houses, the jury convicted me of manufacturing and possession of marijuana, and the jury found me not guilty of delivery. And the case that was issued was 9002-31186, and it's currently on the docket because the jury said that the cops were nasty and I wasn't, found me not guilty of the charge of delivery of a controlled substance in both houses, where I was convicted of growing 450 plants, 111 pounds of trimming in the closet, and 56 foot tall females, a 3-month cycle, 10 to 14 pounds of bud, which they now call flower for some silly reason. Actually, buds aren't buds, so maybe it's time we got rid of that name. Anyhow, I'm the Cannabis Research Institute, and when High Times paid me a check for my Library of Congress research that they reproduced, they had all their advertisers subsequent to that busted in Operation Green Merchant, and they asked me if I would trade them advertising instead of them giving me a check. So I went over here to 7th and Northeast Killingsworth, and I got the post office box for the Cannabis Research Institute, P.O. Box 11008, Portland, Oregon 97211, but that was the nasty place where people returned my mail as undeliverable. Although my friend Dan Haley, who I listened to with glee on Ed and the Boats and the Rainworms on YouTube, he's a fantastic gentleman, and he photocopied everything that got mailed to my P.O. box and sent it into prison when I was in there, and he took care of my stuff for me. And the reason that he's more important than me in legalizing cannabis is in April of 1982, his band that he was the founder of, and co-founder, of course we all are, we don't do things alone.
Snowbud and the Flower People.
No, I'm talking about Ed and the Boats. We produced a vinyl 45 in 1986 to support the Oregon Marijuana Initiative, and the two songs were Ganja and Zoom to the Maya. And I just watched the video of Zoom to the Maya, and it's several minutes long, and at exactly 4:20, there's a picture of me smoking a cigarette by my Hammond organ. That was in 1980.
Okay, I'm going to have to cut you short because I'm on the clock.
Here's me. Everybody wants to get a hold of me. Here's my address. Here's my signature. Do you see my signature?
That's for citizen participation in Portland Budget. All right, thank you for interviewing with us today. I'm Sprout from Yoga and Dreams.
What are you trying to do?